Hello everyone, I'm Borutin Z. This time, I want to create the body of the girl we started in the previous videos. Similar to the method we used in the previous video, by starting with low poly modeling, we can quickly, easily, and enjoyably create high-quality models. Then, we will dress the girl in cute clothes and complete the character. By using Blender, you can easily and quickly create high-quality clothing. There's no longer a need to use other expensive 3D CG software. And if you skillfully use the latest version of Blender, you can create things intuitively, enjoyably, and easily. From my experience working with 3D CG and creating characters for many years, I have developed the most efficient, easy, and fast method for creating characters, and I want to share it with you all. Since this technique allows you to easily create various clothes and characters, please watch until the end and use it as a reference. This channel is for people who want to start 3D CG or who want to work in 3D CG. I plan to share tips and information on how to enjoy creating 3D CG. If you like it, please subscribe and give a high rating, like. Now, let's get started. First, we will create the girl's body using the low poly modeling method demonstrated in previous videos. Extrude the top face of the cube to create the head. We will create the basic large shape using extrude and scale. We will make adjustments later, so for now, concentrate on quickly creating the large overall shape. Once the head and body are done, divide the edges down the center and delete half. Then, apply the mirror modifier in the modifier properties. This way, when you create one half, the opposite side is also created. After finishing down to the tips of the feet, extrude the faces on the sides of the chest to create the arms. We will also roughly create the fingers. Divide the edges on the side faces of the body and further divide them with the knife tool to create 4 fingers. After dividing into 4 faces, extrude them 2 by 2 to create the fingers. Once this is complete, press -Y to switch to the front view. Measure the height of the character you want to create using the measure tool and adjust the size of the model using scale. Drag and drop an image of human proportions to load it, place it next to the model, and match the height of the image. Then turn on X-ray, select the model's vertices, and adjust the proportions to match the image. Once roughly matched, switch to the side view and roughly match the side profile as well. Center the human proportion image and align the silhouette. Once the basic shape is formed, apply the mirror modifier. Since we are creating this in an A pose, rotate the arms diagonally. Select the faces of the arm, position the 3D cursor at the desired shoulder rotation point. Set the pivot to the 3D cursor and rotate the arm. While we are at it, we will roughly create the face geometry. We will not detail the face modeling this time, so please refer to previous videos for detailed instructions. If you save the roughly created model, it can serve as a base for creating different characters. Therefore, I recommend roughly creating the face and saving it. Once this is done, apply the subdivision surface modifier. Apply smooth shade to the object to make it smooth. At this stage, duplicate the object to save this model. Hide the original object, select the chest faces of the duplicated object, and extrude those faces individually. Then switch to sculpt mode and refine the shape to be more feminine. Since the adjustable faces are still based on the initial low polygon mesh, we will refine the shape by focusing on major adjustments. By displaying the wireframe in the viewport options, it becomes easier to see the location of the vertices you can move. I recommend refining the shape as much as possible at this stage. As you get used to it, you will be able to intuitively, quickly, and enjoyably create any shape. If you absolutely need more faces, you can subdivide edges in edit mode. However, if it becomes too complex, it becomes difficult to control, so I recommend trying to create the shape with as few faces as possible. We will also roughly establish the shape of the face. Also, if you save what you've created at this stage, you can start here when making other characters. Therefore, if you want to create many characters, I recommend saving the model up to this point. Once the base is complete, duplicate the object and apply the subdivision surface modifier. This divides it into polygons at level 1. Then apply the multi-resolution modifier and press subdivide twice to further divide the faces finally. Switch to sculpt mode and start modeling the body shape seriously. Since we had already established the basic shape to some extent, I think you can concentrate on detailing. Even with just the basic sculpting tools, you can create fine details, so I recommend focusing first on mastering the basic tools. Once refined to some extent, press Apply Base under the multi-resolution shape settings to reflect the shape onto the base model. The shape will be reflected onto the low polygon base model to some extent. However, there might be cases where it doesn't turn out as expected, so fix any strange meshes in edit mode. Modifying the mesh will distort the sculpt, so refine the shape again in sculpt mode. Since the nude model is complete, we will now create the clothes. First, we will create the underwear. Subdivide the body model sculpt again to make it finer. Draw the underwear shape using a mask, invert the mask, and extrude it to create the underwear. Next, we will create a t-shirt. Since clothes should ideally have a simple shape, we will cut the mesh from the very first model that did not have breasts. Duplicate the first model, select the area that should be the t-shirt, invert the selection, and delete the rest. Subdivide the edges for the sleeve area. In sculpt mode, adjust the shape to roughly match the body. The breasts will protrude, but for now, match everything except the chest area. By setting up face sets, you can prevent certain areas from being affected by cloth simulation. so set face sets on areas like the sleeves. Apply about 3 levels of multi-resolution to the t-shirt mesh. If you switch the Sculpt Tools tab to Simulation, you will find Cloth Simulation tools. Using these tools, while running the cloth simulation, we will sculpt the wrinkles of the fabric. You can fold, pull, and create wrinkles. You can add collision to the body mesh, but the processing immediately becomes heavy. Since a single mesh can be simulated lightly, focus on creating good-looking wrinkle shapes. And fix the parts that poke into the body later using standard sculpt tools like the Move Brush. Use Smooth to soften parts that have too many wrinkles. For the chest area of the clothing, dragging the fabric forward is effective. This should effectively express the tension wrinkles around the protruding parts. Once a good shape is achieved, use the regular drag tool to remove any interpenetration. Then refine the overall shape using standard sculpt tools. Once the t-shirt shape is complete, press Apply Base and check the Level 1 shape. If there are no issues, we will then create the shorts. Again, duplicate the initial model and cut out the mesh for the shorts area. Invert the selection and delete the faces. In Sculpt mode, adjust the shape to fit the body. Set face sets for the belt area and the hem. We will create the shape using the cloth simulation brushes. Draw a mask on the belt area, invert it, and slightly indent it. Next, draw a mask on the hem and inflate it to look like a folded cuff. Increase the subdivision level to allow for more detailed sculpting. Then draw the seams for the shorts. Draw the front zipper area and the side and back pockets. For the back pockets, draw a mask and extrude them. Increase the subdivision on the t-shirt too and draw the seams. Then apply the Solidify modifier to give the cloth thickness. Press Apply Base on the shorts as well, and check the level 1 shape. Next, we will create the sneakers. Again, duplicate the initial model and cut out the mesh for the sneaker area. For the sneakers, subdivide the mesh slightly to increase the poly count. Then use the Sculpt mode to create the sneakers. Once the shape is done, add thickness with Solidify and apply Mirror. To create the shoelaces, add a NURBS curve. Select and delete the initial curve vertices. Using the Curve Draw tool, set the projection method in the top left to Surface and draw the laces onto the shoe. Set the depth of the geometry bevel in the curve properties to turn the curve into a lace. In edit mode, adjust the vertices so they resemble shoelaces. When creating string-like objects, using curves makes it easy. We will also draw the knot using a curve. The clothing modeling is now complete. Since we are not detailing the face this time, we will append the girl's face created in a previous video. If you organize models you might use elsewhere into collections, you can append only the necessary items. Since the sizes are quite different, we will adjust the scale. After matching the size, delete unnecessary parts and edit the mesh so it fits neatly under the t-shirt. Duplicate the body mesh and delete the areas inside the face and clothes. We have now successfully merged the girl's face and body. Now that all the modeling is done, we will unwrap the UVs for the body and clothes so we can apply colors and textures. Select edges where seams are least likely to be noticeable and set the seams. First, we will unwrap the UVs for each model separately. If the shoes have the mirror modifier applied, the multi-resolution might break when converting to a mesh. So delete the mirror modifier, and after unwrapping the UVs for one shoe, mirror duplicate the object. Once all body UVs are unwrapped, we want to consolidate the body textures into one. So select all meshes and press Average Island Scale in the UV menu to equalize the UV scales. After that, press Pack Islands to arrange them so they fit within a single texture. Since we want a little gap, we adjust the margin value. Now that the UVs are set, we will start applying color in texture paint mode. Set the same material for all meshes of the body and clothing, and apply a newly created image texture. Press Ctrl-T with Node Wrangler to set the image texture to the color input. Create a new 2048 by 2048 image and set the color to gray for now. Move to the Texture Paint workspace and start applying colors. Use the Fill tool to apply color to the model. The t-shirt will be white, and the body color will be sampled or eye-dropped from the face texture. We will make the shorts a jean-like color. Since we want the hem area to be the color of the lining, we adjust to an off-white color and paint it using the brush tool. You can paint directly on the model or on the texture, so choose whichever method is easier for you. We want the seams to be slightly darker, so we paint with a darker color using multiply blend mode. We also paint the sneakers. Since we want to add a logo to the t-shirt's chest, we will load the alpha mask used in the previous video as a texture. Set the loaded texture as the texture mask in the top right, and use the brush to determine the size and position. Setting the fall off to constant allows you to paste the image sharply up to the edges. We want to add shadows and redness to the body, so we apply color with an airbrush. We have now applied the color. Next, we will bake the multi-resolution data into a normal map. Set the render engine to cycles. There is a bake section at the bottom of the render properties. Check the Bake from Multi-Res option. Add an image texture node and create a new image. Set the multi-resolution viewport level in the modifier to the level you want to bake. Set the body level to 0. While the created image texture node is selected, press the bake button. The normal map will be baked. You can check it in the texture view on the left. It is not saved when baked, so save the image. Next, we will bake and save the normal maps for the shorts, t-shirt, and shoes individually. Once all normal maps have been banked, use an image editing software like Krita to composite all normal maps using the overlay blend mode into a single normal map texture. Return to the shading workspace and load the merged normal map. Add a normal map node from the vector category, set the color space to non-color, and connect it to the normal input of the principal BSDF. The normal map would then be reflected. By removing the multi-resolution modifier, the low polygon model now becomes detailed. The body mesh is converted at level 0, and the clothing at level 1, and the modifiers are applied. We adjust parts of the body mesh that stick out of the clothes, and perform final mesh adjustments. While we're here, I would like to add a denim cloth texture. Add a material and apply it to the shorts. Copy the color and normal texture nodes from the body material and connect them to the new material. Then, load the denim roughness and normal textures used in the previous video using Note Wrangler's principal setup. They will be loaded into roughness and normal, so adjust the mapping scale. Mix the normal image set for the body using mix color and connect the normal map. With this, we have added texture and clothing wrinkles. Since we've done this, we'll also set the cloth texture for the t-shirt. Perform overall adjustments and the girl model is complete. What did you think? If you create the body and clothes starting from low polygons, you can easily, enjoyably, and quickly create high-quality characters, right? Plus, with Blender's powerful set of tools, it seems possible to create any character you want. Please try creating various characters using this method. Now, to the infinite world of creation.
Mr. Rusty Robot, thank you for creating the body, but I'm embarrassed that my belly button is showing.
I see. Then let's create the outfit you want. What kind of clothing would you like?
Yes. In that case, something cool, cute, shiny, and crisp looking. I would like a Galactic Patrol female officer's uniform.
Understood. We will make that outfit eventually, but in the next video we will add bones and facial expressions to the outfit we just made to create a VTuber. Now, let's pull ourselves together.
Let's leap into the infinite world of creation.